Hello, and thank you for stopping by and watching my video. This video is a direct response to Apple Incorporated's test today. I saw it on their website, and CNET also published their story. Gizmodo did as well, I believe, on how the Droid X is having the exact same problems that the iPhone 4 is having in terms of the antenna attenuation issues. Today's the 24th of July. I've had this phone since the 16th of July. It came out the 15th. I ordered it early that morning and it was FedEx to me. I received it on Friday the 16th, so it's been a little bit over a week, and this is the best phone I've ever had. I've not had a bit of trouble out of it, and so I'm going to do the exact same test on this phone that Apple did today on the Droid X, to show you that whatever it was that they were seeing out of their Droid X is not indicative of what other Droid X users are getting out of their phones. It's just a great phone all around. When Steve Jobs was giving his press conference and showing everybody the other phones that had the same issues that his did, I had just received mine via FedEx, so I was actually setting it up at the time while I was listening to his press conference in the background, and I tried to duplicate what he was doing. I was a bit suspicious when he pulled out the Droid Aris and said it had the exact same problems. I'm a corporate pilot, been all over the country and outside the U.S., and my Verizon phone works fantastic. We'll go to these hole-in-the-wall places, and all my buddies that I fly with have got AT&T, and without fail, they'll always wind up asking me, later on in the evening, "Hey Miles, you mind if I borrow your phone to call home? I can't get out on mine, and I don't want to use the hotel phone. It's too expensive." So, no problem. I just don't have the issues that AT&T phones have. I suspect the other Verizon users are the same way. But let me go ahead and demonstrate this for you and show you exactly. This is what Apple was doing. They had a fella, and he had pretty large hands. If I measure my hand from the end of my thumb to the end of my pinky with my hand spread apart, it's about 9 inches. So I've got a pretty big hand. That's my right hand. The gentleman that was holding the Droid X today, obviously he had a large hand as well. Apparently they were a little bit bigger than mine. I mean, he seemed to be holding them very comfortably. So he took it in his right hand. He put his index finger up here on top of the phone. He put his thumb inside, and he put the rest of his phone, he cupped it here at the bottom, like you see here, and immediately, it started dropping off. As you can see from my phone, now I'm at home in Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm in my bedroom, and you can see I've got 4 full bars. It just dropped to 3, but 3 is about where it stays normally, so I expect it to always have 3 whenever I'm at home. Sometimes it goes to 2, but it jumps right back to 3 or to 4. It's pretty rare. But you can see it's dropped off 1, which is usually where it's at 3 bars. No issues, as you can see with my phone here. I'll pull it back. I'll show you that I've still got it cupped deep into my hand. I'm holding it just like they were holding it. I'll change the position a little bit and come back and show you. See, I've still got 3 full bars. In between the 3G and the battery indicator are the bars for the signal reception. There's only 4 bars there, so even if it just had 1 bar, it would still work just fine. But as a rule of thumb, I typically plan on 3 bars, sometimes 2. It's rare that I see 2. See, now I'm back all the way up to 4 bars, and it will probably stay there. And that's just how it always is. Now, according to the video I saw today on Apple's website, when they tested this phone, now in this exact same configuration, I should have no bars at all. See, I haven't moved my hand, and I've still got 4 full bars. 4 of them. We can count them. I can move my hand all I want. I can move it around. I can put my thumb back inside there. I can move my thumb up. 4 full bars. It is not moving. It's still cupped deep in my hand. 4 full bars. No problem at all. By the way, that's a picture of my family there. Sorry about the personal picture, but I'm sure you understand. Now, why don't I do this? Now, I haven't tried this before. I just thought of this now. Why don't I take my large hands and put them around the entire, I guess, the bezel of the phone. I'll put them all the way around the outside of the phone, and we'll see what happens. So I've got the phone here. I've got, as you can see, I've got it wrapped in my hand here, the whole phone, and I've still got 4 full bars. It's wrapped all the way around. You can see my hands. Now, I don't think that Verizon has come to Little Rock and put in a bunch of special equipment here near my house just so I have great reception. But as you can see, whatever was going on with Apple today, I can't imagine that Apple got a bad phone. That had to have been a controlled environment, because we just don't see the signal drops or the poor call quality that AT&T has, especially with that iPhone. And which is a shame, because at the end of the day, Apple makes some great products and people love them. If Apple would have just said, hey, we're sorry about this, we screwed up, this whole iPhone 4 has been a mess since the day that kid left his iPhone in that bar, let us recall these phones or make it right to you somehow, but they've been giving them a silly little bumper. No, I mean, I look at my phone, I only have the clip, I don't want a bumper. And if I had to have a bumper to make my phone work right, I think that would just be absurd. As you can see, I've still got 4 full bars, and I've had both my hands wrapped around the bezel of this phone for well over a minute now. So back to Apple, if Steve Jobs would have just come out and said those things, it's not like people would have quit, buying his products. Like I said, they make great stuff and people love them. They just expect them to work. Like everything else that Apple puts out. Everything else that they put out has been a great success. And they've all worked, and they're easy to use, and they work well, and they integrate well with other products. And people like that. But instead, Steve Jobs comes out and tells you that you're holding my phone the wrong way. I call it Steve Jobs' phone because I honestly think he still thinks that's his piece of equipment even after you bought it. So Steve Jobs will tell you that you're holding Steve Jobs' phone the wrong way, and this is how you need to hold it. Well, that's just silly. Even if that was the case, well, why come out and say it? Just say, hey, look, we've got a bad spot on the phone, and it needs to be fixed. Give us a little bit of time. We're going to do something for you all, but just be patient with us. But no, he wants to come out and not only blame it on people who are, who are loyal customers and have bought his product, but then he wants to drag everybody else into it and say, hey, look, this is just par for the course for smartphones. And as you can see from my test, it's just not true. I'm still here at 3 bars. It has fluctuated between 3 and 4. Now, according to Apple, and I'm sure this is correct, the antenna for the Droid X is housed right here. So I'm going to cover it up completely, and I'm going to show you how many bars. I have. I've still got 3 full bars, and I've covered it up completely. Now I'm going to cup the entire thing in my hand. So let me bring my hand up here. I'm going to cup the whole thing in my hand. You can see even there at the bottom it's cupped. If it'll focus. I've got the whole thing cupped, and let's see where we are on our bars. If I can get it to come back into focus here. Okay, sorry about that. I'm working the camera by myself. So I've got it still cupped. My hands are cupped here. And I've got 4 full bars. Now, the antenna's in the back of the phone, but I've got the back and the front of the phone over the antenna covered. You can see, I mean, there's not a whole lot of room for any signal to come in and out. And I've still got 4 full bars. 4 bars. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this phone. You know that. I know that. Motorola knows that. Google knows that. Steve Jobs and Apple know that as well. I appreciate you stopping by and watching my video. Have a good night.